Industries logging on and reaching out to attract customers through social media. So in the age of friend requests, tweets, and check-ins, which companies are doing it right? Joining us now with the list is Michael Bird, the Chief Revenue Officer at Net Prospects. Michael, welcome to you.
Thanks for having me on, Lori.
So I think it's so interesting. The New York Times takes over Google and Microsoft as the most social media savvy. How did that happen?
It's really exciting, and I think it's about the transformation that's taking place. Our list was dominated by technology companies throughout the top 10, and then suddenly four companies really in the top 10 are not technology companies. They're media or other forms of businesses that I think is truly starting to show the roots are taking hold within the business community for social media.
How do you think that happened?
You know, it happened because customers and users are using social media. So you just look to where your customers are, and that's where the conversations are taking place. And if you're not there, you soon become irrelevant. And I think this is a form of I need to go where my customers are.
So it's interesting, if you look at these industries, finance and media had the most social media savvy employees, yet Limited Brands, the retailer, is also in this list. So why does Limited Brands stand out?
At Limited, think of the brands that they have, Pink and Victoria's Secret, some high-end brands that they're, again, communicating with their audiences in ways that are non-traditional and more innovative. So they've got pages, and they've got an opportunity to bring them into the fold and make them a part of the brand, which allows them to continue to keep those customers from going to many of the other competitive products that are out there.
How are these companies using social media to be most impactful? Is it advertising? Is it word of mouth? Is it following up on criticism, say?
Well, that last part's an interesting part on the customer service role, because everyone hates customer service. You expect to be let down. We all fear that phone call or that email, but companies are able to use that part of their business in a way to take a negative and turn it into a positive by simply having a conversation, which I think is an important element and virtue of social media.
What's also interesting is the geography. Of course, no surprise, Silicon Valley and some other West Coast cities come in top as most social media savvy. A small town, actually close to where I'm from, Ventura, California, makes the list as well, and that was really a surprise, and I think it was to you too, because we all want to know what's going on in Ventura.
That's right. We weren't expecting that, but as we continue, as the study keeps getting bigger, we're now tracking 12 million business people, so I can't imagine, I have never heard of another focus group that's that big, so it's really allowing us to get deep. And what we're seeing is, I think, the spread of housing prices and the affordability. You've got more and more young couples moving to areas such as that, and they're able to work in a telecommuting sort of process, and so I think that's really helping to rise that community.
And Louisiana comes in as least social media savvy. Is that because of the unfortunate natural disasters, Katrina? Is that just kind of a fallout from that, or is it more of a cultural issue?
Yeah, I don't think it's the the natural disasters that took place versus the way people are simply conducting business. So our study is focused on business use and that persona of, are you using social media for your personal use, which I think is absolutely happening in Louisiana. It hasn't transferred over to your business and how you're conducting business and communicating with customers and prospects. And I think that's the critical transition that hasn't quite translated in states like Louisiana.
That's so interesting. And then what are you seeing in terms of companies using social media and increasing or not blowing up like blowing out, but increasing their exposure to social media and actually hiring additional workers to do just this?
Sure. It's a great growth area within our economy from a job standpoint, because it's the new frontier, and there isn't a lot of there isn't a lot of people who really understand how to work social media from a business context. Currently in business, so it's a great place for new, freshly minted graduates to come in who are in tune with social media to really help large companies transform their their business.
Michael Bird, thank you so much for the conversation.